everyone, welcome to the next session on operations research. In this session, we will discuss the numericals on solving LPP problems using two-phase method. Solve the following LPP by two-phase method. Minimize Z is equal to 10x1 plus 6x2 plus 2x3 subject to, these are the two constraints given. They are greater than equal to constraints if you observe, and x1, x2, x3 are greater than equal to 0. This is the non-negativity constraint. So how do we start solving? We first write the canonical or the standard form of writing the problem. So the standard form is minimize Z is equal to 10x1 plus 6x2 plus 2x3. It is subject to constraints minus x1 plus x2 plus x3. Now this is greater than equal to sign. So we will have to subtract something over here, that is minus s1. Now if I just leave it to minus s1 is equal to 1 and assume these three as 0 non-basic variables, then s1 will be minus 1. So I cannot let that happen. So I will have to add plus a1 as the artificial variable. Now next constraint is 3x1 plus x2 minus x3. Same way it is greater than equal to, so I'll have to subtract the surplus variable s2 and add an artificial variable a2. Next I'll write down x1, x2, x3, s1, s2, a1 and a2 all are greater than equal to 0. So this is called as writing the canonical form or the standard form of the problem. Now next what we write is called as the revised objective function. We have discussed in theory that we need to write the auxiliary form or the revised objective function. Which is of the form minimize. We will have a new objective function. This will be, say, w is equal to. This is only the summation of the artificial variables. Okay, here we did not add plus 0 s1 plus 0 s2 plus 0 s1 and s2. Here we do not add the artificial variables. So we only leave it to this. There is only 2 s1 and s2. So we will write the revised objective function now. Here this will be only the summation of the number of artificial functions available. It could be a1, a2, a3, whatever is available, you have to use them. Next we have to write down subject to. So this will be minus x1 plus x2 plus x3 minus s1 plus a1 is equal to 1 and 3x1 plus x2. This is just copying from here, nothing else. I'm not writing anything extra over here. And lastly, you cannot forget the non-negativity constraint. All are greater than equal to 0. So this is called as writing of the revised objective function. This is something which is extra, something that you have not written for the simplex method. Next, what you need to do is you need to decide some variables as basic and some as non-basic. So suppose if I assume x1 is 0, it is fair enough because there are more variables present. Say if I assume x2 as 0, that is also possible because still more variables are present. I can also assume x3 as 0 for both the equations. Now next in this one I can also assume s1 is equal to 0 because if s1 is 0, we still have something left, a1 is equal to 1, and in the second equation also I'll assume s2 is equal to 0. Now when I say that these variables have value 0, they become non-basic variable, which means they do not enter the solution initially. So this is the non-basic variable. So therefore what I get over here is a1 is equal to 1 from the first equation, and from the second equation I will get therefore a2 is equal to 2. Now when I substitute these two values in the equation of w, I get w is equal to 1 plus 2 is equal to 3. So this is the value of W for the initial solution that I have obtained, and this all is called as initial basic feasible solution, which means solution is possible. So we need to now proceed and solve with the initial simplex table as we have done in the previous case. So I will write down initial simplex table. CBI, CJ, then you have the basic variables. One is A1 and the other is A2. Here I'll have X1, X2, X3. I have S1, S2, A1, A2. All of them are to be written. And then the next column is of solution as we have done in the previous case of simplex method. For finding the coefficient of basic variables, we have to refer to this equation of W. You can see the coefficient of A1 is 1 and A2 is 1. So here I'll write down 1 and 1. When I have to write down the coefficients of all these terms, you will again refer the equation of W. Apart from A1 and A2, none of them exist. So they are all 0. This is only 1 and 1. Now again, for filling up this table, you need to refer to this equation and its coefficient. So it is minus 1, 1, 1. So I'll write down minus 1, 1, 1. S1 exists over here as minus 1. If you refer to this equation, minus 1, A1 is 1. S2 and A2 is not present. Next equation, you have 3, 1, minus 1 as the first three terms. So it is 3, 1, minus 1. S1 is not existing. S2 has coefficient minus 1 and A2 is 1. And this is 0. Now solution you just obtained, A1 is 1, A2 is 2. You write over here 1 and 2. Now we need to calculate Zj. For calculating Zj, you know the formula. It is this value into the CBI value plus this value into the CBI value. So it is the first row value minus 1 into 1 plus 3 into 1. So it is 3 minus 1, that is 2. Next is 1 plus 1, 2. This is 1 minus 1, 0. This is minus 1, minus 1, 1, 1. Here it is 1 plus 2, 3. What you obtain over here is this value of W that you just obtained. 1 plus 2 is 3. So this is what you obtain in the first form over here. Now after this, I will calculate Cj minus Zj. This is minus 2, 0. This is 1, 1, 0, 0. Now the problem is of minimization type. So all the values should be greater than equal to 0. Now since they are not greater than equal to 0, we will have to catch hold of the negative values, which has led to the solution not being optimal at this stage. So there are two of them, minus 2 and minus 2. Now it is a complete choice of the person who is solving the problem as to which variable you want to hold as the entering variable, x1 or x2. It is your choice. Let me assume x1 as the entering variable because it is the first one. So I'm just randomly assuming. You can take x2 also and solve. Now add the column of ratio. How do you calculate? 1 divided by minus 1 is minus 1. 2 upon 3 is what you get here. We are not considering the negative value. So what we will consider is the positive one. So A2 will be the variable which is leaving the solution. So I'll write down, since all Cj minus Zj are not greater than equal to 0, therefore optimality is not reached, and x1 is going to be the entering variable, A2 is the leaving variable. So now what we will do is we are going to go for iteration 1. Now if you observe, what we are doing is we are still in the phase 1. You can write over here, this is the phase 1 solution. Now I will write here iteration 1. This starts with CBI, CJ, basic variable. Here you will write down A1. Instead of A2, you will write X1. Now comes the crucial part of writing the value. This is 1 and the coefficient of X1 in the equation of W is 0. Here I will write down X1, X2, X3, S1, S2 and only A1. A2 has left the solution, so do not write A2. Here I will write down the column of solution. Now what are the coefficients? For that we will refer the equation of W. X1, X2, X3, S1, S2. All of them are non-existing, only A1 is present. So we will write over here. First we will go for this row. This is a key row. The value is 3. So I will divide each element by 3. So I get 1, 1 by 3. Then you have minus 1 by 3, 0, minus 1 by 3 and 0. Also you can divide here. This is 2 by 3. Now we are going for the first row. This value is 0. I have already told you in simplex table. I will have to calculate the rest of them. So this is 1 plus 1 by 3. That is 4 by 3. And similarly you can solve the rest of them. So I have written all the values. Now I will calculate Zj and Cj minus Zj. That is multiplying these and adding each of them. So this is 0. This is 4 by 3. Now this is not required because this is 0. So I'll just multiply the first row and get the answer. And this is 5 by 3. If at all this is optimal, this will be the value of Z. Now Cj minus Zj is 0, minus 4 by 3. This is minus 2 by 3. This is 1, 1 by 3 and this is 0. Now all the values should be positive, which it is not. So we will have to catch hold of the value which has led to the solution not being optimal amongst these two. Now if you solve this, this is going to be 1.33 with a negative sign and this will be minus 0.667. So this value is going to be higher. Minus 1 is greater than minus 2 and 2 is greater than 1. So this is very simple mathematics which I am going to use. So I am going to consider X2 as the value which is going to now enter the solution because this is smaller as compared to this number 0.667. So I will take the number which is lower and I am going to use this, and what will leave the solution is now important. So I will go for calculation of ratio. 5 by 3 divided by 4 by 3 is 5 by 4 and this is 2 by 3 divided by 1 by 3, that is 2. So this will be 1 point something. So this is lower, hence we are going to consider A1 as the variable which is leaving the solution. So I'll write out here, since all Cj minus Zj are not greater than equal to 0, therefore optimality is not reached and we have X2 as the entering variable and A1 as the leaving variable. So now we will go for iteration 2. We are still in the phase 1. So I will write down here the same table. Here instead of A1, I'll write X2. The value of these variables coefficient in the equation of W is 0. Here I'll write x1, x2, x3. Then I have s1, s2. a1 and a2 has left the solution. Also we'll write this 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Now let's complete the table. This is the key row. So I'll divide each element by 4 by 3. So this is 0. This is 1. x3 will be 1 by 2. Next will be minus 3 by 4. And this will be minus 1 by 4. This will be 5 by 4. Next, we will observe x2's number over here will be 0 because it is lying in the key column. Then I'll start solving here. This one, I don't have to solve because it is 1 minus 0 into this number. So it will remain the same. Next, we will solve for x3 here. So this is minus 1 by 3 minus 1 by 3 into 2 by 3 divided by 4 by 3. So 1, 3 gets cancelled. Minus 1 by 3 minus 1 upon 12. Also you have a 2 here. So this becomes 2 6 are. So 6 is the denominator. Minus 2 minus 1. So it is minus 3 by 6. This is 1 by 2. So this position is minus 1 by 2. Accordingly, you can solve the rest of them and get the value as 1 by 4, minus 1 by 4 and 1 by 4. Now, for calculating Zj, multiply 0 into 0 plus 0 into 1. And now all of them will be 0 because these two numbers have become 0. So we have almost come to the end of the phase 1 because we have calculated and found that all Cj minus Zj are equal to 0. So here your phase 1 ends and it shows that your solution is feasible. So here you can write down, since all Cj minus Zj are equal to 0, therefore phase 1 ends, solution is feasible and we can move to phase 2. Now this is important because we need to know whether the solution is feasible or not. If solution is feasible, we can go to phase 2. If it is infeasible, we cannot go to phase 2. So we will go to phase 2 now. We will write down phase 2 and we will draw the table Cj basic variable. Now what you need to do is you just need to copy this innermost table, only the innermost portion. Also these variables. But these values are what are going to change, the coefficient values. So I will write here x2, x1. Here I have x1, x2, x3, s1, s2. Then I have solution. Now for writing the coefficients, what you need to do is, you need to refer the main equation of z. So if you refer the main equation of z, now you will find the coefficient of x1, x2, x3, s1, s2. What we are doing is, we are copying the table from phase 1 and now we are completely using simplex method where we have to take the coefficients from the equation of z. So this will be 10, 6, this will be 10, 6, 2, 0, 0, this is 6 and this is 10. Now we are just going to copy this table from phase 1. So I have copied everything. Now what I need to do is I need to find the value of Zj and Cj minus Zj. So 6 into 0 plus 10 into 1, that is 10. This is 6 into 1, 6. It is 6 by 2 minus 10 by 2. This is 3 minus 5, that is minus 2. And now calculate the rest of them. So now what you need to do is calculate Cj minus Zj. This is 0, 0. This is 4. This will be 2 and this will be 4. Since the problem is minimization type, all values should be greater than or equal to 0, which it is. So I'll write down, since all Cj minus Zj are greater than or equal to 0, therefore optimality is reached. So what is the value of Z? It is 10. The value of x1 is 1 by 4 and the value of x2 is 5 by 4. This is your answer. If you want, you can also check. If you recollect the equation of Z that is given is 10x1 plus 6x2 plus 2x3. So I'll write here 10x1 plus 6x2. x3 is anyways not there in the equation, so there is no point of writing it. But still, if you want to write, you can still write down. So this is 10 into 1 by 4 plus 6 into 5 by 4 plus 2 into 0 because it is not there. So this will be 5 by 2. This is 15 by 2. So this adds up to 20 by 2, that is 10. So whatever value of z we have obtained here is the value that we have obtained here. So with this, I end the session. I hope you have understood the solution for two-phase method for solving a linear programming problem. If you have any doubts, please write to me in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell icon for latest video updates. See you in the next session. Thank you.